Day 26 of the Ukraine invasion. Russia refuses to end the offensive. Ukraine remains defiant. The West remains in a bind. The result is this. More cities are being bombed. Streets are turning into graveyards. People are hiding in basements, waiting for death, they say. I know it sounds dramatic, but that's how things are at the moment. Let me show you something from Kharkiv. Some people were at the supermarket there, at a supermarket. They were shelled. These pictures are disturbing. We advise viewer discretion. Now look at this. Residents of Kherson took out a rally today, reportedly to protest against Russian forces. According to one claim, Russian troops were present there and they opened fire. Again, we advise viewer discretion.
Домой! Пизда, чисто.
We cannot confirm the casualty numbers. Every day in Ukraine is like a nightmare on repeat. Nowhere is safe now. Take a look at this. This is Mariupol. People say the city is like hell on earth. There's been heavy fighting, intense bombing by Russian troops. Food supplies have run out. People are going hungry. The situation is so bad that, according to some reports, starving locals are killing stray dogs for food. When will all of this end? Russia gave an ultimatum to Ukraine today. Surrender Mariupol, it said. Do you know what the reply was? There is, quote unquote, no question of surrender. Ukraine's Deputy Prime Minister issued a statement. Allow me to quote from what he said. There can be no talk of any surrenders, laying down of arms. We have already informed the Russian side about this. Instead of wasting time on 8 pages of letters, just open a humanitarian corridor. This is what Ukraine is saying. Russia has responded by intensifying attacks, especially on Kiev, the capital of Ukraine. Last night, a shopping mall was destroyed. Ukraine says the Russian army dropped a missile here. A security camera nearby captured the exact moment of the strike. At least 8 people died in this attack. Just look at these pictures. The entire shopping mall has been reduced to rubble. Everywhere there's smoke. An eyewitness captured this on his phone.
Of the attack which happened last night here in Kiev, just 15 minutes away from the center.
Can it get worse than this? Well, it can. There are reports of a chemical leak in northern Ukraine. Russian and Ukrainian forces are engaged in an intense battle here. A pipeline at a chemical plant was damaged by shelling. Ammonia leaked from these pipes. Now, ammonia, you would know, is a highly corrosive and toxic gas. It can be fatal for humans if ingested, inhaled, or absorbed through the skin. Observers are drawing parallels with Syria. They say the Russian forces operated in a similar fashion in Syria. Densely populated areas, especially urban centers, were bombed indiscriminately. Experts call this the Aleppo Playbook. Is Russia using the same tactics in Ukraine? It looks like it. They're also said to be bringing fighters from Syria. This is a report from last week. Russia has drawn up a list of 40,000 fighters, 40. They are from 2 sources, the Syrian army and the armed militia groups, allied militia groups. Reports say Russia has set up registration offices in Syria. Moscow is recruiting foreign fighters for Ukraine, which means the Kremlin has every intention of extending this invasion. Russia is trying to put pressure on Ukraine from all sides. The Russian Navy has now joined the war. Russian warships are in the Black Sea. But they're bombing targets more than 900 kilometers away. An operation was conducted yesterday. Russian ships attacked a fuel depot in eastern Ukraine. Today, a Ukrainian military facility was bombed. The Russian military is bringing out the big weapons now. Even hypersonic missiles are said to have been used. What about the talks? The Kremlin today said there's been no significant progress.
The degree of progress at the talks is probably not as high as we would want to see it, and is not what the development of the situation requires for the Ukrainian party. The Russian side demonstrates much higher readiness to work quickly and meaningfully than the negotiators from the Ukrainian side.
What is Kiev's response? Volodymyr Zelensky wants to speak to Vladimir Putin, but Russia is not entertaining the request, so Zelensky continues to seek support from the West. Today he addressed European lawmakers. As always, it was a dramatic address. Zelensky played out the sound of air raid sirens. He wanted to make a point about how Ukraine is being bombed. Then he singled out Germany. He said Berlin should stop sponsoring Russia's military machine.
Do not be afraid. You will hear the sound with which we are living already for 25 days. This sound has become normal for all in our city. Please do not sponsor the military machine of Russia, nor give a single euro to occupiers. Close your ports for them. Do not import goods. Say no to Russian energy resources. Do everything for Russia to leave Ukrainian soil. I believe and I know that peace is possible, but you have to act to bring peace.
Zelensky knows how to make a point. The problem is, he's not figured out how to make progress. A key NATO meeting is scheduled for Thursday. US President Joe Biden is expected to join in person. We'll see how that plays out. WION is now available in your country. Download the app now and get all the news on the move.